Welcome to the Blue Oasis Podcast. This is the podcast for finding peace and prosperity, learning the history of hobbies, as well as developing a little side hustle. If you want to find peace and prosperity in your life, this is your show. Get ready. You're listening to the Blue Oasis Podcast. I am your host, Adam Rothstein. All right, let's get to the show. Welcome into the Blue Oasis Podcast. This is episode 89. So today I wanted to discuss keeping yourself on track with your goals. Now, how do I do this? Typically, I will wake up every morning and write something down with a pen and a notebook. So, a nice Mead notebook that I have in my hand here is a great way to start. Future casting is another important component to this. And so here's what I did today. I wrote down my tasks that I needed to get done, or the tasks that would take me where I wanted to go. First task was getting this episode out. The second task was writing an article on the early days of hockey. Now, that is on my hockey Substack if you are interested. So, building upon those two tasks, where do I want to go? Well, I want to be in the Writers Hall of Fame for hockey, or the Hockey Hall of Fame for writers. If I look this up now, I'll look it up later as well. But that's actually very hard to do, especially because I don't have a major newspaper that employs me. I mean, I'm on my own. I'm doing Substack, and I've got one paid subscriber too. So how do you get there? Well, that's the building blocks. That's the puzzle that I have to solve. And in figuring all this out is a puzzle for you. Life is very tough. I've struggled with relationships or getting into them. And it's not easy with, building all these things out. It's like playing video games like The Legend of Zelda. They can be very complicated if you're not familiar with it. But it's a puzzle worth solving, and it's a puzzle that will take you very far in life. The side hustle is very important. That leads to the lifestyle that will feed into what you want to do with the rest of your life, whether you want to just take vacations. It funds the lifestyle. So everything's building upon each other. And even if you don't want to have your own business, it's still important to have a side hustle. That being said, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years or even a year? I want to see myself as an excellent video editor with the skills that can inspire anyone to take action. Now, oftentimes I'll edit hockey videos, or I'll edit personal things of how to do things on YouTube. But for the most part, that's it for me. So, now I do want you to answer this personal question. What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Do you want to move to a certain part of the country? Do you want to move out of the country? Those are questions you should answer when you get the chance. What type of person do I want to marry? Now, I think we need to reassess everything of how we go about life, because I actually do not like the fact that we came up with the 9 to 5. I've never understood this. I do not know why we had this, because there are many days where I can get my job done real quick. But that's a whole nother story. So continuing on with journaling and battle planning. Yes, planning is another term we use for where we want to see ourselves. So next year, I want to sell 1 million audiobooks. That would be easily over $1 million, even if I included rentals in that. Easily over $1 million. That would be insane. And then I just don't know where I'd be. I don't know if I would move to the Northeast just so I can build myself a nice pond for hockey, or go back to Maryland. The thing with a state like New Hampshire is less taxes, for one thing, and you're in the Northeast, and you can get very close to the city of Boston. I definitely like the idea of, if you accomplish your goal quickly, it can also be tough to manage too, because if you deal with clients, if you're a photographer or something, and you may actually have to turn people down too, and that's still tough, and you want to achieve greatness. I get that, but not everything's going to be perfect, and yes, you're going to have days and weekends when you screw up, but that's why we write things down. That's why we futurecast. That's why we do affirmations. Write down our affirmations in the morning, and we achieve so much too. The one thing I've got to say is that I've been a better person with this. I've had more interactions. I've had better interactions with people because of it. Because I know who I am. I am a writer. I am a podcaster. I guess I'm a YouTuber. I guess it plays into all these things. But I'm a hockey enthusiast first in my mind. But yeah, and I'm gonna build. Here's one goal that I'm gonna share with you all. I'm gonna create an audiobook. So in it, it's going to be a PDF for my email sign up. So you're going to be able to sign up for my Substack. I'm going to have entire guides of how to become a referee, how to become a coach, what you need to do as a player, youth players, and then just getting into a beer league, to building out a pond on it in your backyard or something. Like it's going to be what I call a hockey cookbook in this PDF or ebook, or even physical book. It's going to be that. Also, with the audio book, it's going to be about 2-3 hours of content, and I'm going to definitely up it to 20 too. So this goal of mine is going to be huge. And with everything, with the PDF of an ebook, when you download the audiobook, it's going to be huge. So, and then I'll just reference all my social medias and all my accounts of where you can follow me too, and so I can retain these customers too. And even if they don't want to come on board, guess what? They get to keep all this knowledge for themselves. So my ultimate goal is to grow the game and create this giant hockey cookbook next year and get it out as well. And I do have a lot to finish up with another audiobook, so I can get that out before Thanksgiving. That's going to be a real challenge too, but I think I can do it. So you can wish your boy luck there. So that is a giant goal of mine. If there's one thing I want to focus on, it's hockey. and I love hockey as much as Wade Boggs loves chicken. Just saying. This podcast has been a real help for me. It's been something where I can get my thoughts out, and now that I've taken the advertisements off of this podcast, I think it's been way more of an improvement from moving to Substack and getting the ads off. More people can just come in and listen to this, not have to worry about this. And the only advertisements are for me. It's for, maybe donations or something else. And I will have something else too, but I don't want to talk to these corporate sponsors who don't want to even meet me, who just want to put their products, and also I have no way of vetting these people anyway. I can't say yes or no. Now, with that, we do get distracted from our goals, and it's oftentimes why I tell you to turn off the TV and stop paying attention to the news sometimes, because you need to focus on you before you can focus on the exterior. What can you control? Well, you can control your thoughts. You can control what you do with your free time. You can also control what you eat. Yes, you can, even though diet is difficult and sometimes it's hard to lay off the chocolate cake. I get it, but yes, you can control that. You have to start small too. It's not easy. I'll tell you, when it comes to diet and certain things. But if you can control your mind, you can control your output. And that's the ultimate goal I wanted to establish here today. I have a coffee journal, and if you are interested in writing down your thoughts and you need a journal, I'm your guy. So you can purchase it on Amazon. Actually, you can purchase it on Barnes & Noble too. I'll leave the Barnes & Noble link in the show notes and description if you're interested in just getting a nice hardcover journal for yourself. So definitely, I found that even with, paperback, you write down your tasks and you make a little checklist and you check off everything, you are more satisfied with your day because you accomplished what you needed to accomplish. You accomplished what you needed to accomplish. There I go. So that's it. And the best thing I found from doing that for almost 3 years now has been nothing short of a miracle. I mean, I'm making about $10, $12 extra a month, which is not much, but guess what? Once I find how to put an extra 2 zeros behind that, I'm going to be soaring. I'm going to be soaring like an eagle in the sky, or like a hawk or something, or a falcon. Birds that fly well. I'm not going to be a turkey. And that should be your mindset too. Let's fly like an eagle. Just like that song. All right. So, I guess, what else is there to cover? If you are typing out a checklist, I think that's not the best for you. I really do think that a traditional pencil or pen on a notebook or even a piece of paper is much better. It's the same with taking notes in class. I never took my laptop to class unless it was for computer science or economics, or I had to work with spreadsheets that day. I would actually need my laptop. And I don't think, and I think kids spend too much time on their laptops anyway. In fact, I'm not sure If you're a teenager or young child listening to this somehow, I would say this. Close your iPad, turn off your laptop if you're working with that. Use the personal computers for your spreadsheets if you're working with Excel or Word or something. And then and then just like don't rely so much on technology unless you have to. Now, if your teacher actually does want you to type out your essay, go ahead. You can use LibreOffice instead of Word. I recommend that software, but that's a whole nother discussion. Make sure that everything's typed up well and you print it out, of course. But I would say go back to traditional handwriting as well. And you need also, when you are making your daily tasks for the day, doing your affirmations or where you want to see yourself and what you're grateful for, make sure there are no distractions. It's early in the morning. The lawnmowers from your neighbors are not on, and you don't hear like any loud noises, or there's no construction going on in the background. If you want to put on some meditation music, I highly recommend that, and just get to writing and get zoned in, and then once you have at least 3 daily tasks of where you want to go, and what you're grateful, 3 things you're grateful for, and 3 positive affirmations. So, example for an affirmation: I am married with 3 kids. Now, I'm not married with 3 kids, and I have not sold 3 million audiobooks. But if I keep saying that I have sold 3 million audiobooks or I'm married with 3 kids, I'm going to start to think like that. And that's what I mean when you should write down of what you should write down for a positive affirmation. And what you're grateful for, you could say something like air conditioning, because it can get really hot down here in Florida. I'm not going to lie. But so something like that, and your daily task is edit a video and put it on YouTube. Something like that. So those are some examples. This went on a little longer than I thought it would. Now, this podcast is still on Spotify. It's still on Apple. It's still anywhere where you get your podcast. If you do want to support this show, please rate this 5 stars and share it with a friend too. This podcast is also on Substack, so just search out the Blue Oasis Podcast and you will find it, and you can enter your email and listen to the show for free on Substack, and get on my email list and get all the perks of being on an email list as well. If you need a journal, my coffee journal is in the show notes below. I will put the Barnes & Noble link down there. You can definitely head over there and buy yourself a nice copy of that coffee journal, and you can buy multiple. And if you are going to class, if you're still in school, I highly recommend it. Nice design, and you can have a nice cup of coffee when you write down your daily tasks. Okay, all right, that's going to be it, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and go make some dreams come true. Thank you very much, and take care.